Have you ever stopped to think about who actually keeps a country running? I mean, really running, day in and day out. Today, we're going to talk about a sector that's, well, often misunderstood. It's this incredible powerhouse that's quietly working right under the surface of our everyday lives. All right, let's just get it out there. We have to start with a label that I'm pretty sure you've heard a million times. It's this one simple, kind of sticky idea that has really colored how a lot of people see this whole sector. Yep, there it is, the big stereotype. The idea of a predictable, maybe even slow-moving career in a public sector undertaking, a PSU. But you have to ask, is that the whole story? I mean, really? Or is there something absolutely massive that we're all missing? Let's find out. Okay, so to really get past that stereotype, we've got to ask a much, much bigger question. One that gets right to the heart of how a country even works. Seriously, just stop and think about that for a second. These aren't some small-time operations we're talking about. This is the core infrastructure, the absolute lifeblood of the entire economy. So if the jobs behind all this are supposedly boring, then who exactly is keeping the lights on? Who's keeping the country moving? I mean, the scale here is just mind-boggling, right? You've got the refineries that are fueling all our transportation, the pipelines that crisscross the entire country, the power grids that literally light up our lives, and the ports that connect us to the rest of the world. This isn't just infrastructure. This is the nation's backbone. And that's the thing, when you really think about that incredible level of responsibility, the sheer complexity of it all, that boring label just falls apart. It doesn't fit. Powering an entire nation isn't just a job, it's a monumental undertaking. So, okay, if it's not boring, then what is it? Well, this gets us to a totally different way of thinking about this kind of work. It's way less about being flashy and all about being foundational. This right here, this just nails it. The whole culture isn't about hype or making a big scene. It's about one thing and one thing only: execution. The goal is just to make sure the whole system works flawlessly all the time. The results themselves, well, that's all the advertisement you need. This idea of silent work is so important here. It's all about choosing function over fanfare every single time. It's the kind of essential, foundational effort that is so reliable it pretty much becomes invisible. And you know what? That's actually the mark of its success. It just works so well, you don't even have to think about it. And here's the paradox, the really cool part. Just because the work is silent, that doesn't mean the impact is small. No way. In fact, it's the complete opposite. This quiet, consistent, day in, day out execution is what creates an impact on a massive national scale. So we've gone from this simple, kind of lazy stereotype to a whole new perspective, right? One that's built on the reality of this huge, tangible impact. And that leads us to a new way to frame this whole conversation. So maybe the old equation is just wrong. When you look at the sheer scale, the immense responsibility involved, maybe words like foundational or essential or critical are a much, much better fit than boring. And that's really the question we want to leave you with. What do you think? When you look at it through this lens of silent work creating massive impact, does that change your perspective at all? Maybe it's finally time to retire that boring stereotype for good. I'm genuinely curious to hear what you think.